Yeah, mind you, YouTube hasn't got. There we go. YouTube's there now. All right. So people should be coming in because I said it as public, which I forgot to do last time. So we're good to go. So welcome to Rick's Life as I See It, my Wednesday evening show. Mainly talk about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Keeping that the same. Um, this is about an hour, thereabouts. Might be shorter. It depends, how the conversation goes. And I'm just what you call it. Gizzard Gary's in the house. That's good. So we got somebody in here anyway. Not like two live moves here. Great. Anyway, let me introduce my panelists at the moment. Is New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Yep. Well, as I said, we got first in was Gizzard Gary, two live move, Jacob S. Good to see you. So, the good old regulars are showing up. That's what counts. So, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I was just telling Rob the other day, the old town siren went off and got the alert on my phone saying take cover, tornado on its way. But luckily it bypassed us. But for a few minutes there, you're thinking, well, I live in a 2-bedroom ground floor type duplex ranch, and I'm thinking, where in the hell do you go get? I have no basement or anything like that. Got the bathroom. It's the closest thing you got, but my house is made out of brick. Well, it's brick all around, so I'm assuming it's made out of brick, or is that just a brick facade? You know what I'm saying? I think it's brick. So does that give me some protection? Does it give me? I think it give me protection against a 9mm though. I think. But
Yeah, I don't know about a tornado. I mean, I'm sure there's studies on it, so it's
Yeah.
probably better than a trailer, just held down with a few straps. So
Yeah. Well, I figured if you know I'd stand in the sort of what they say in the bathroom, in the bathtub, or in a doorway because it's more structurally sound.
yeah,
The way
yeah,
they're
doorway
made.
header.
What?
Yeah, doorway, the header of the doorway usually. So
Yeah.
basically, right, right in the center. But I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's
As
uh,
it lasts, if that's the only option you got, I guess.
well, I'm thinking about it. It's all I do have. You know.
Hmm.
So
Well,
I
you gotta
mean,
go dig a hole in the
the
backyard.
bathroom. The bathroom is in the center of the house.
Uh,
Literally, there's a bedroom on each side of it. Then it backs up to next door's bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Because they're both identical, except flip flopped inside. One's on the right, one's on the left. So that hallway there, I think, would be the safest place. There's no windows or anything. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get cut with glass and all that good shit. But anyway,
yeah.
I was just talking about that story why people came into the room there. All right, I got my list here, and I had 2 people enter my quiz already. So I will read the question out again before I close down tonight. Because the drawing will be on the first Wednesday of April, and that So anyway, I have a couple of questions, or I got a couple of topics here. The one I had from last week, I carried over. It's kind of, to you guys, it's kind of stupid, but I'm special. What I want to know is why are most handguns, well, can't, I mean, pistols. I'm talking about semi-autos now, made for right-handers only. You ever notice that? Like mine. Yes, on my 380 carry, I can change the mag release to the other side by popping the thing out and turning it around and putting it back in, but it's a pain in the ass to do. Plus, I've been doing it the way what I do if I'm shooting left-handed, right? I actually take the gun, even if I'm changing mags, I change the gun and put it in my right hand to drop the mag and put a new one in, then put it back in my left to shoot. That's just the way I've always done it from day one. And I tried swapping the mag release over, and it feels very uncomfortable. I suppose if I practiced enough, I could get used to it. But but it doesn't really matter because because that one has a thumb safety, and I don't think it's on both sides. I think it's only on one side, so it don't really matter. I mean, I can't change that over, So that's what I'm saying. Semi-autos are made for right-handers. I'm not saying you couldn't get a left-handed one somewhere, but they're very rare, I would imagine, and more expensive.
Well, when you think about it, like left-handed people, they're usually pretty sketchy. Like, so I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
I think it's discrimination.
Maybe, but maybe there's science behind it.
Discrimination. You think you have a hard time, Rob? Try being left-handed.
Yeah. No, honestly, I would assume, and this is obviously just an assumption, which you shouldn't do, but I'd assume that somebody did a study on it years ago, and it's just become the standard, probably because predominantly more people may be right-handed than left. Maybe that's just a guess.
Well, I don't know. Two Live Moo in the chat says it's economics. Only about 10% of people are left-handed, and out of those 10%, and out of that 10%, how many of them are gun owners? So I can totally understand that, but it was just something I was bringing up. I was going to use that. That was my last topic last week. It was going to be a filler if we didn't have enough time, so I just thought I'll use it as a starter this week.
Yeah.
But as I said, normally, I mean, I always put it into my right hand to do the mag release and slap a new mag in, then put it back in my left. It's really weird. Go on.
Would you pay extra for a left-handed gun? Like, say it was only $100 more, even though I personally think it should be the same damn price. It's just
I would pay up to $100 more, no more than that.
But
because to me, I can't see how much more difficult it would be.
Okay, yeah.
For them to put if it has a thumb safety on it, swap the thumb safety and the most mag releases now you can change over. You look at them.
Well, a lot of them are is what it seems. They say ambi capable or whatever, but that's everything usually but the ejection port. So that's
another thing too.
Usually always on the right, like you're stating.
Yeah. I mean, even when it comes to rifles, I know they make left-handed rifles, but you play more of those. Like when I fire my AR-15, occasionally that brass will hit me in the head or in the neck if it doesn't come out, because not every brass comes out the same every time. It's only happened to me maybe twice, where one's hit me in the glasses, the brass coming out, and I've had one go down the front of my shirt because of coming out the wrong side. Because I hold it up to my left shoulder, so it's dropping out this way. You know.
Yeah. Now, are you shooting like mixed ammo or reload ammo or?
On what?
Yeah, and with that AR is what you're
Oh,
saying. Like,
I reload it myself. My Clinton
okay.
ammo. So yeah, not everyone.
I mean, I mean, maybe not clockwork perfect, but they should all kind of run in the same general area. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they
to my
do.
understanding.
They do. I mean,
All right, because
they
I
all
mean,
do.
you
But I said
kind of made it
occasionally
sound
you
like
get.
one's going over here, one's going over there, one's popping over here,
Oh
hitting me in
no,
the
no, they're
neck.
all
And
basically.
that something's wrong. If
You know.
that's
Oh
okay.
yeah, because where I'm shooting, when I'm shooting indoor inside the garage door at my friend's house, we have the we pulled down the blind, so whether he's shooting or I'm shooting, our brass is hitting that and dropping right down on the floor for easy pickup.
Yeah.
But occasionally,
Mm,
where I'm
yeah.
saying I've had it twice, where one's come back and hit me in the middle of my face here on my glasses, and one went down my shirt. That's at two. I mean, that was at two different times. It wasn't on out of the same magazine, and it wasn't actually even on the same day. It was two different times. That's only. I mean, it's only ever happened twice. You know, but you mentioned about the ejection port. But it would be nice to have a handgun where it went out the other way. For a left-hander. So, but I ain't paying no more than I wouldn't pay no more than another extra 100 for that. So I just suffer the way I do it now. Now, if my right hand is incapacitated somehow, then I got to figure it out. More than likely, what I would do, right, is I don't know, put it against me or something to press the button or something. You know what I'm saying? But I'd figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a topic I
Yeah,
thought I'd bring up.
that'd be kind of funny because you figure like a left-handed gun, like it'd be a lot less likely to probably disappear because anybody that's interested would be like, "Oh Jesus, that's left-handed. I don't want that thing."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't gonna steal that. I can stay there.
oh yeah, yeah, like I can't shoot that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Or if I do steal it, I ain't gonna get much for it on the black market. Because nobody wants a left-handed gun. Yeah, yeah. Huh, all right. So we got that one out the way. It was just something
yeah,
I thought.
I think Moose solved that one for us in a sense
Yes,
there with the
economics,
numbers. Yeah, makes
economics,
sense.
Bidenomics. He was doing on me. You know. So, um, what else was I going to mention? Oh yes, I mean, unless you guys out there in the audience can send me a link. I've been doing research on the USCCA, what you were talking about last week about them dropping clients, right? I've heard it in a couple of YouTubes. They're dropping clients, right? But when I dig deep into it, they're not the only client where I'm getting 95% of that information I'm getting. If you follow the money, it all goes back to attorneys on retainer. That organization, they're the
Okay,
ones are I'm not calling them liars. Yes, I mean it's USCCA uses an insurance company, right? Even your car insurance will try to get out of paying your damages, right? And
yeah,
so basically, I mean, I wrote a letter to USCCA, and the answer they gave me, I only done it this afternoon. I only got an answer back. I might contact them again because I really didn't like my answer. What I said was, what did I say to him? I said, I've been seeing a lot of negative press about the USCCA dropping clients. This is very concerning, especially if a self-defense shooting is charged as murder in a left-leaning state or city. that would be classed as a criminal act. Could you please clarify? Well, they answered me. And hang on, where is it? Where the hell was it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Members are additionally insured on self-defense liability insurance policy with a $2 million annual liability insurance limit applicable to compensatory damages and no limit on defense expenses incurred in the defense of a civil or criminal proceeding or investigation, paid in addition to the limit of liability for covered occurrences. Any lawful act of self-defense not otherwise excluded, you have to go to the policy to find out what's excluded, can trigger coverage under the self-defense liability insurance policy. Act of self-defense means the act of defending one's person or others against an unlawful, unprovoked, and imminent threat of death or serious bodily harm by an aggressor, but only if any force used is both reasonable under the circumstances and proportionate to the threat, and B, the act is permitted by applicable law. Is there any state where self-defense is not legal? You know, that's what I find strange. And the other part, I mean, this is straightforward lawyer talk, right? What is any force used is both reasonable under the circumstances. So a guy is punching me in the eyeballs, beating the hell out of me, and it's hurting. I mean, I think I'm being threatened, but do they get to choose? Well, no, just like they did in the, like they tried to do in the old, what's his name's case with the AR-15 back during the riots, when they said, he should have just taken a beating. You didn't have to shoot the guy. So what are they saying? Well, maybe I should have taken a beating instead of pulling my gun and defending myself. You know, could they get you on that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not happy with that answer. I want to be more clarified. You know. So there we go. That's what I've got so far on that topic. But I did notice that the attorneys on retainer are the ones doing most of the negative press. You know, what they've done was, I mean, I think anybody can go to the USCCA's website and actually pull up the actual insurance policy, what it actually says, and you read the small print. That's what they're doing. They've got a copy of that, took it off the website, and they're taking sections out of it, saying, "Well, see, they can deny you, you know, because it's an insurance company." Is what they're saying is, I mean, like if you have an auto accident and they think that it wasn't the other person's fault, it was yours, so they ain't paying. If you're on third party, or you know what I mean, not third party. Oh God, liability, you know. And they're saying, well, we ain't covering it. You're the one that's at fault, you know. And you know damn well you're not. But if the insurance company say you are, you got to fight with your hands to get them to pay it. Same principle, I guess. It's an insurance policy, and insurance companies are like lawyers. You know, they're leeches. You know, so that's what I've got so far for your info. So, what do you think?
All right.
I'm still going to do some more.
Yeah.
Research.
I mean, I would think look into it yourself, because I don't know. You know, if I was still paying them, I'd look into it.
I am, but I said this is what I got so far. And as I said, when I follow the trails, 95% of them
Yeah,
lead back to
but
that other company.
right,
Now,
but even if that other company is highlighting it, if it's true, it's still a concern.
yes,
So,
but what I'm
yeah,
saying is that's
so,
why I'm asking people
but
out in the chat if they
all in all,
actually know the story or read it somewhere online. They got a link to it. Send it to me, right? Because I can only find one,
mm,
and it was to do with a YouTuber. You know, his case, and I don't
well, I
remember all the
see.
details off the top of my head right now.
What's that? Colin Noir. I think he did one on the second time it's an issue, but I didn't get to see that. So it used to be the one of the NRA sponsored people.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
don't know
I'll
if you
look.
know.
I'll look. See.
I mean, I don't know anything direct from like a court case or anything, but you might get it more information. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying. I mean, that's what I found out so far. So far, it just seems like they're picking. I'm not saying they're lying, but they're picking sections out of the insurance policy, saying they could deny you coverage. Not, I mean, they don't come out and say they most likely won't, but they could deny you, you know. So, I mean, that's your car insurance. They could deny to cover your claim too. Does that mean you don't drive your car anymore? Because your insurance company might deny that claim if you know it's the other person's fault, but they have
I'd
tried
look
to.
at the numbers if you can. Like, there should be somewhere where you could figure out, how many claims they've had, how many have, you know, they gone through versus decline. There should be something with those numbers. That's what I'd want to see from them personally, something along
Yeah,
those lines.
yeah,
Just
and
that
that's what
way you
I
make
mean.
a decision.
And so far, what I said, I mean, I can't find any of that stuff. I'm not saying it's not out there. Yes, I mean, I know it's there. I just got to do some more research. But the people are saying this is the second client I've only found one. How many clients have they dropped that, or is everybody just going off of what those people, attorneys on retainer have said, and people are just repeating it and adding their own little bit to it.
I've heard it.
The old story.
Yeah,
You have a line, tell somebody something, and the time it gets to the end, it's totally changed.
yeah. I've heard of two incidences, so I don't. Again, I don't know the details. So I heard a little bit about the first one. The second one, I just seen that Colin Noir or Noel, I don't know, however the hell you say his name, uh, had it up saying, it's happened again. Something.
Well, I'll have to. I have to look. I have to look at his
Yeah,
channel.
so this was
See if
like
I
a
can
week
find it.
ago, something like that. So,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
more than a week ago if I told you about it last week. So it was probably
I
two
can
weeks.
go back. That ain't a problem.
Uh,
Give me something
so
to do.
I don't know. I never watched it or got to see it. So
Yeah, but you know, right now, I'm not saying it's not true. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to do some more research, but right now, I'm leaning towards it's just another company trying to badmouth another company trying to get my business. You know what I'm saying? You'll come
yeah,
over to us. We won't do
possibly.
that to you.
Yeah, I mean, but like again, even if so, I'm not fighting for the other guy either. But even if the other guy is, pointing it out, if it's true, that's still a concern. So yeah, technically, it doesn't matter who points it out, whether it's them, which they wouldn't do, or a competitor or a third party of some sort. You do videos and are like, oh, would you look what I've discovered?
Yeah.
Whatever. If it's legitimate, then that's a concern because the last thing you want to do is pay for coverage for a situation, end up in a situation, and then realize you're denied coverage when you didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah. Are you looking at
Taxes,
Are you looking at the screen?
I can now. Let's see.
I just put up Gizzard Gary. He put it how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, that's not gonna help me. So
Why not?
because it's written and not spoken.
Well, if you're looking at the screen, you should be able to see it.
Yeah, I see it. I don't hear it. That's written, not spoken.
It's Coley on no R.
Right.
I just pronounced it as it's written. You know? All right. So, anyway. But, yeah, so I'm going to do some more research. But, right, I mean, and if it's true and there's more than two and it's, something that's becoming more prevalent, then it might be worth looking at another one, But as I said, at the moment, I'm not going to drop them tomorrow and go with another company right now because I'm still not convinced enough, So now if I get into a shooting tomorrow and they refuse to cover me, I'm going to go, oh shit, I should have listened to New York Outcast, But I think if everything's, as I said, what worries me is if you know it and I know it, that it's a true self-defense situation, legal, and I'm allowed to own a firearm and hold one and everything else. But the district attorney's trying to make himself a name, says, well, we're going to charge you with murder anyway. Let's fight it out in court. Now, once you're charged, that's become a criminal act because you've been charged, correct? And then they said they won't cover a criminal act.
I wouldn't think so, but I mean, until you're
well, it doesn't say they won't. It said they could.
Their interpretation of it as well. That's the other aspect. So it's their interpretation. So that's that's what's kind of in question in a sense. How often do they decide to go the other way? Because maybe they're justified. There's probably situations where people did break the law and didn't get covered, which is understandable. So
interrupt you for a second. I just want to say, Gizzard Gary said Rick said it perfectly. I pronounced his name perfectly when I read it off his thing there, by the way. So anyway, yes, so it comes back to how the insurance company that USCCA, and actually it's Delta Defense is the actual company that does it, and they use an insurance company out of Minnesota, I believe. I guess it depends on how they interpret it. So, does that make you hesitate before you pull your gun to shoot somebody? It could with some people.
It shouldn't really be a concern like that anyway. I mean, if you,
Yeah. No, I can understand.
If you got to think about it like that, then maybe you shouldn't be pulling your gun. I don't know.
Yeah, then maybe it's not
you're only going to pull it because you feel like you're covered. Then that's probably not a good scenario.
Hey, now what would, in this scenario, what you're talking about, what would worry me, and I've said this many a time on this show, is because I'm disabled, I'm given a little bit more leeway. Like, if you shoot somebody 25 yards away, they're going to say, how is he a threat to you, Rob? You know what I'm saying? But to me, because I'm disabled and I can't run or move or hide fast enough, right, I'll be given the benefit of the doubt that he was a threat to me at that distance.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't take it for granted.
What?
I wouldn't take it for granted.
No, I'm not. I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, I'm giving a little bit more leeway on that time. But the insurance company could say, "Nah, ain't going for it." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's like that. in a situation that thing that popped up a couple years ago with the handicap parking, and the guy came up and approached the girl, and her boyfriend came out of the store and got in the guy's face, pushed him down, and then the guy just shot him. So, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, but the guy
yeah,
who shot him wasn't the disabled guy. He was the guy causing the bullshit.
right, but it's the principle that the older guy got pushed and he thought he was justified to shoot the other guy. Yeah. Even though
Yeah,
he
but he
was
was the
supposed to
aggressor.
save. Right, but he still thought he was okay to shoot him
Well,
after
see,
he got pushed. So
yeah.
that's the problem right there. You know what I mean? It's
Wow.
whether you're the aggressor or not, even if not, just because you get pushed isn't necessarily justification to shoot somebody. That's that
Exactly.
escalation of
And that
force.
goes back to that statement I read. Depends on,
Right.
that.
So, and that's where I think some people get in trouble, and maybe they become,
Yeah.
not covered because
Yeah. See, and I like that case there. He pushed him. Then he didn't, kept moving forward to kick the shit out of him once he was down on the ground. He stopped. He pushed him and stopped. Right? So you had no justify to shoot him. He wasn't a threat to you. Now if he came over and started and he was going to kick you in the ribs, while you were down on the ground, then that could change the thing. I mean, that makes him turns him into the aggressor. It's complicated. Self-defense shootings are.
Yeah, well, I mean, people get their pride and ego wrapped up in things too, and that just leads to problems. So, I mean, some guys are worse than others, but even women are guilty of it as well. So I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know,
Oh
but
yeah.
just because you get your feelings hurt or knocked on your ass isn't necessarily justification and take a life. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. All right. What's my next topic? Let's move on. On the sort of not the same thing, but along the same shooting thing. All right. What I want to know is I was thinking about this today. Back in 2016 to 2020, when Trump was running to be president, and then in his term, then we had the 2020 riots and everything. The sort of like a cop. What's the word for it? Begins with an A. Can't think of how to pronounce it now. Like if the zombies are coming, what you call it?
Apocalypse.
Yes, apocalypse. Yes.
Okay.
Is it still as relevant today as it was back then? Because I don't hear it talked about as much. You don't hear. I don't hear a lot of gun channels talking about that sort of, oh, hell's breaking loose. Be ready. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I
I was
I
thinking about it today.
still hear a bit of it and see channels post things up, but it's moved over to that SHTF. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, is that Stu? I mean,
Yeah, I think there's always going to be people at that level. I don't know if it's popular or people aren't making
yeah.
green zombie guns anymore, things like that. So I
Well,
think
yeah.
that was
Also, maybe is as you guys noticed that I don't. I'm not. I don't think I'm as political as I used to be on here either. You know what I'm saying? Maybe so since I'm not reading it and looking at it and every day, all day, I'm not seeing it as much. You know what I'm saying? If I, was looking for it, I bet you I could find it. So I'm just, I mean, just something that would cross my mind today. That's all. I was thinking of topics for my show here. And I thought, let's talk about that. Because I don't see it much anymore.
yeah.
So
I think at a time they sold like zombie survival kits at Walmart and
yeah,
crap.
but
Like,
I wasn't really talking about zombies. I was talking more like what you said when the shit hits the fan type
okay,
scenarios. Well,
okay.
mass riots and
Yeah, well, I think that's still out there.
you
Yeah,
think
I
so?
mean, there's people they're working on. It was Agenda 21, now it's like Agenda 23 or something. So there's always, you know, there's always that group. I think so. Uh, yeah, not stating something's wrong with being prepared, but th-
Well,
like I
put it
said,
this way.
I think there's people out there still doing that.
I think as closer as November comes, you're going to hear a lot more about that kind of stuff. Because you always got the crazies out there. You know,
Yeah, well,
you know,
right now people are talking about like, the illegal invasion and,
yeah. Now,
jobs and, the
yeah,
laws. Apparently Chicago approved for or
yeah.
let a illegal alien off from carrying a gun.
Also, what I was going to say is, what about it was in Illinois Supreme Court, wasn't it, that said that illegal immigrant was covered by the Second Amendment,
Yeah,
and the lawyer and the judge used the Bruin case as justification. It goes both ways. If you want
it's
the
supposed to,
anti-winners to
but
go back to 1791, right? The illegal, I mean, back in 1791, we were all immigrants back then. There wasn't very few actual Americans around then because most people came from a different country or England. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I think so. But
I mean, there was nothing against immigrants from owning guns in 1791 if they were, if they weren't what you call it. So this illegal immigrant. See, I have a problem with it because what they're saying is, well, he's holding a job, doesn't have a criminal record. Well, yes, he does. He broke the law to get into this country. The law's there
And
for a reason.
despite that, I mean, how old is this individual? There isn't a record from another country,
I guess not. He's meant to be an upstanding citizen.
and they verified that. I
I
mean,
don't know. I
yeah,
wasn't there.
exactly. Well, the whole point is Chicago is, basically you're not supposed to carry a gun, but
Oh
yet
yeah, yeah,
an
but
illegal immigrant, it's okay to carry a gun, but an American citizen, your ass is going to jail.
yeah, but as it
So,
stands right now, they're covered by the Second Amendment, same
yeah.
as me and
Well,
you.
then why aren't Americans in Chicago then? So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know,
but
but
I
yeah,
just read that the other day. I'm thinking, Jesus, and of course, a lot of pro 2A people are up in arms about it. But if you look at it, I know what you're saying. Well, if whatever country he was from, did he have a criminal record there and all this kind of stuff? But if you take it as it is, right? I mean, if you want to use Bruin to justify gun control or say gun control shouldn't be, right? It's got to work both ways. How can you penalize somebody for, using everybody has a right to defend themselves against being killed. Don't matter where you come from in the world. Because as we say, it's a God-given right or an eligible right, and how they pronounce it or whatever. Whoever your higher power is, or whatever you want to call that person,
yeah,
you
I'd say you
use
got the right to self-defense, but that
defense.
doesn't necessarily mean you have the right to carry a firearm. And I
Well,
know
what
that's tough.
happens is the firearm is the only way you can stop that person because they're shooting at you.
I don't know.
Oh,
You know,
you can shoot
the
at me, but
idea
I
is
can't shoot.
don't be a prohibited person to begin with, in a sense. But as you already stated, they broke the law to get here to begin with. So
I agree. See,
you
that's
don't reward bad behavior with
well, that's what I'm
legal
saying. I mean,
compensation. So
that's
you
where
know,
I have the issue.
yeah. So I don't know.
He already
I
broke the
mean,
law to get here.
uh,
You know, but
everybody that's verified not a mental nut, sure, but you
yeah,
don't want, yeah.
but
In my opinion, you should, if you're out, you should be able to carry a gun.
yeah, I agree with you
And
too.
if you aren't trusted, your ass shouldn't be out. It's that
And
simple.
crossing the border to get into the United States is not a felony. I think it's a misdemeanor if you're caught. You know what I'm saying? So even if he was an illegal, he wasn't a felon.
And
You know?
I don't know. To me, it wouldn't matter because I mean, you're asking for what we perceive as a right in our country that you're here illegal. So I mean, like
Yeah,
you don't come in here and demand shit. You don't bust into somebody else's house and start demanding shit.
I know.
That's just
I know.
what it is.
Oh, Jacob S says, I wonder if YouTube is going to do its thing again with this episode. Well, give me a strike. Hey, they might, but I don't think I said anything negative. Except if you want to call. Oh, I keep saying illegal immigrant and alien. They're undocumented. Sorry.
Well, did you hear about Tyson?
What about him?
Tyson food products?
No, what they do?
I'm just going off headlines. I don't have all the details, but supposedly they laid off almost their entire workforce and they're hiring like 50,000 of the illegals.
Yeah, for half the price, more than likely.
I don't know, but there goes Tyson. I ain't buying none of that shit no more.
If it's true, I'll have to research that one. I haven't heard that. When that come out?
I ain't buying no more of that shit.
You know, and I believe Tyson is the biggest, like chicken and shit like that, produce stuff in the country.
They might be. They
I
might
think
be.
they
I
are.
don't know. Every once in a while, I get like those bagged chicken patties from the freezer section
Yeah,
for quick, easy, lazy,
yeah.
chicken
I mean,
sandwich.
they do Tyson fresh chicken as well as frozen and all that kind of stuff. They're big. I mean, they are the biggest, you know, poultry producer in the country. So, anyway, for a minute there, I thought you were talking about see now Purdue's and the second biggest. But for when you said Tyson, I thought you were talking about the fighter. For a second there.
And,
Yeah, 57 years old, and he's going to fight a 27-year-old. But that 27-year-old, he's not a heavyweight, is he? Like
I don't
Tyson.
know.
I don't think he's a heavyweight. See, that's the difference. I mean, I don't think he is a heavyweight boxer or
Who's
fighter.
he fighting?
Who?
Tyson. Who's he fighting?
Jake Paul or Paul Jake, whatever his name is, a YouTuber.
Okay.
Is a YouTuber who has millions of subscribers, earns millions of dollars from YouTube, as turned professional fighter.
Guess he like publicly lets his girl just bang other guys and all types of stuff. Like just that dude, like some weird stuff going on in there.
Yeah, but I mean, in some ways, I hope even at 57, I hope Tyson beats the shit out of him to a pulp just to shut him up. But
I'm rooting for Tyson on it.
Yeah, I am too. But I mean, it's follow the money.
Will be the question.
But it's follow the money. It's a fight that's going to be on Netflix only. So you got to subscribe to Netflix to watch it. So there you go. Netflix is going to get millions for people who don't watch it good way to get new subscribers.
I'm not paying to watch that shit, but
well, there you go.
You'll hear about it either way, so it don't matter.
Okay. In the chat here, it says Jake Paul is a douchebag. You know, so that's the guy. He's a YouTuber, but he made buku money with his YouTube channel. What he actually did, I'm not sure as a YouTuber. But from what I've heard and saw, that he went in, what's it, the cage fighting? He did that first. You know, I think he said he could whip somebody's ass, and they challenged him, and he went in there and whipped their ass. And that's how it started. You know, now he's gone over to boxing. You know, so he's had some wins. He's on now. From what I can understand, he's only lost one fight, and from what I can understand, I believe it is with Tyson has a brother, and it was his brother who beat him. Right? If I got the story right, don't quote me on that, but I believe Mike Tyson has a brother who also fights, and that's the person this Jake Paul fought and lost. It's the only loss he's ever had. He's won everything else.
I don't know. Yeah, I just hope Tyson's got his stamina up. So, yeah. If so, like I said, yeah, I'm going with Tyson. So.
Oh yeah, I mean Tyson, even at 57, he's buff still.
yeah, he's probably a little slower though, and it's just the endurance. How much can he take is the issue. As you get older, you know, your body, your bones, they don't do as so well. So I don't know what type of activity he's been into. You know, whether he's just been sitting around. You know.
Okay, I was corrected in the chat. I knew there's some boxing people out there would know the answer. It wasn't Tyson's brother. It was a guy called Tyson Fury who beat him. It's the only loss he's had. But yeah, I mean, I think if Mike Tyson can get a punch on the guy, he ain't gonna stand a chance.
Yeah, this is boxing, just straight boxing. And Tyson's, you know, if he's 70%, I think he's got this shit. So.
Oh yeah, I think so too. You know, but anyway, so that's coming up. So let me see. We talked about that. Oh yeah, I got something to bring up. I got a question for people out there. I can't believe the price of ammo. You know, my friend, I went down to the gun store. My friend went over to Bass Pro, and he come back with his list. He said the goddamn prices are outrageous. Now, he's specifically looking for hunting ammo, you know, like 30-30 and that kind of stuff. He said that's hard to find, hunting ammo. 410 shotgun shells, 30-30, you know, 308 and that kind of stuff. And don't even ask for large rifle primers. They're nowhere to be found. You know, I'm saying in this area, somewhere else, they might have so many of them, they're giving them away. But in this area, that stuff is too hard to find. And I was very surprised because I thought the ammo shortage was over. But I don't think it is. You know? So, Defense Dad's just shown up. Must be on break at work. You know, our attacking daughter said we got lots and prices are okay. Now, what do you all? What's okay to you? You know, I mean, like they're touting how the price of gas has gone down to what it was, but it hasn't gone down to what it used to be. like when it was around $2
Yeah,
when Trump
yeah.
was in charge. I mean, actually, gas has gone up. Went up to $3.50 today here in this area. $3.50 a gallon.
It's like 3.29 or 39.
Now, I bet you when you go, when you go out tomorrow, it's going to be more.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, it's
Yeah, it's still
to me
not good.
that's still not good.
Yeah. See, I was looking at some of the old wages, like how much people made and what years and all this type of stuff. Compare that to the price of gas. And I'm telling you, I think we're getting screwed. I mean, yeah, I'm not a mathematician or whatever, but it just, like the cost of living versus the income, like everything's gone up, but the standard income. I mean, the income's gone up, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't necessarily matched it.
Oh, no.
But interestingly, cars have actually gotten cheaper, as expensive as they are. Like if you go off the first Model T,
except for pickup trucks.
yeah, well,
they've gone up.
As expensive as they are, but the difference is, the cars were made to last. You're supposed to hold on to them or whatever. But anyway, if you go back to like that, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
If you like that type of stuff, I mean, that's an interesting thing.
But after today, that's ended anyway.
The gas is just again. I think we should be around that 250 mark. So.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Your friendly government, right? Today, just with a stroke of a pen, by 2:30, 50% of, I think it's 50% of cars have got to be electric now.
Yeah, but that's never gonna hold. They can sign it, do whatever, it don't matter. But by the time you
say that. You say that.
It's not gonna hold. It can't. It's not even.
You say that. The government implements many stuff, and it very rarely ever changes with the change of administration. I mean, look how many agencies we've got now.
But you're talking about stuff that's like not even really possible. I mean, they don't.
Hey,
the power source isn't set up for it.
Hey,
people can't
according to your president, it is possible.
Well, that guy smokes crack and stuff, so don't let him.
Yeah, but what I think it was Abigail here said, gas is $3.50 a gallon where she's at. It was $3.05 last month. She's in Florida, I believe is what she told me. It said, but hell, month and a half ago, I paid $2.79 here in Indiana, in southern Indiana. Now it's up to $3.50 today, and it's meant to be going down. Bidenomics is working. Where? Please tell me, where is it working? In these fucking dreams is where it's working.
Hey, didn't he save everybody I don't know, 5 cents so they can buy an ice cream or something?
Yes. Oh yeah, it's all bullshit. I just hope he's got it. I mean, he's got to get out of there. We got to put somebody in there who knows what the fuck they're doing. And right now, from the looks of it, Trump's our best bet, whether you like him or not. So what you got to worry about is the third party. Now, is he going to take votes away from Biden, or is he going to take votes away from Trump? So anyway, I'm getting political and I don't want to. Not yet. It's too early yet. As it gets closer to November, I might. But I saw a good meme today, though. I think it was on Johnny B's show. What was it? It was where it says, I'm not questioning. No, he said, I'm not denying that Biden got 81 million votes, but did he get 81 million? Did he get 81 million people to vote for him? Because there was a lot of shenanigans going on. Oh, this will get me a strike now because I said that. They're out there listening to me. Hey, I'm on a watch list anyway, so what in the hell difference does it make? You know, as the T-shirt says, if you're not on a watch list, you're not doing your job. So there you go. You know. Oh, it's almost quitting time, Rob. You know. We get what? Oh, why? I still got 5 minutes. I'll do my quiz. Now, it's an email quiz. You get it into me. I'm going to be giving the doing the drawing on the first Wednesday of the month. That's when the new question will come out as well. So, the 3rd of April was when the drawing will be done on this question, and a new question will be available then. So, for a swag pack, stickers, patches, that kind of thing, whatever I throw in there. The question is, in the TV show, I think it was actually on Amazon. I think it was Amazon Prime who actually paid for it. Whether it went on to other channels, I'm not sure. But Reacher, based off the movie with Tom Cruise, but it has a different actor playing it in the TV series. I think he's a lot better, to be honest with you. In season 1, I've lost Rob. Where's Rob gone? He's left me. But okay, we're almost over anyway. So in season 1, episode 3, the question is, all right, I said, oh, Rob's gone. He's left me. He doesn't want to listen to the question. It's almost over anyway. So what I want to know, season 1, episode 3, what firearm was he given? I want to know what it was, make, model, and caliber. All right, I've had 2 entries. Both of them got the make and model right. One of them, unfortunately, got the caliber wrong. Now, we know the Desert Eagle is, when it came out, and everybody talks about it's 50 AE. Is that what it is? Right? I'm practically giving you the answer here to this quiz, guys. If I can get more entries. Right? It's a variant, the caliber. So that says if it's a variant, it's not 50 AE. It's a variant. And one of my 2 entries got it spot on. That's all I'm saying. So whoever put the one in before can put another one in with the correct answer if he wishes. So it's anyway, that's the quiz. So April 3rd, I will do the drawing on the email. So there we go. Yes, Jacob. So, all right. So do you have anything you want to say, Rob? Got any topics, or because it's 8 o'clock practically, but you got anything you want to finish up with?
No, nothing in particular. So, yeah. Everybody, thanks for coming out. Have a great evening. Remember, always check the back seat before you get in the car. Eat a salad.
Oh yeah. Hey, when I during the mid 80s, late 80s, when I was working for the government in Europe. Now I wasn't no CIA guy. I was a goddamn meat cutter in a commissary, but we were given security briefings every week. But you talking about looking in the back seat. We were told to walk around our vehicles and look underneath in
I
case there was a
still
bomb.
look around my car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
We
not just that, but people put like bottles and shit by your tire, all types of stuff. So
yeah,
your lug nuts will be loose. Like you always want to do a walk around.
yes, you definitely do. You know, so that's it. I'm about ready to wind this up, and I really do appreciate everybody stopping by in the chat there. Um, my show's at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. Should be here every Wednesday. If I'm not, I normally put a little video up saying there's no show, or community tab I'll put up saying I'm not here. And I normally send an email out to everybody who's on my invite list that I'm not going to be here. So, but most of the time I am here. So I'll be here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So with that, I'm going to say good night to everybody in the chat. I really do appreciate you all being here. I really do. So with that, I want to say thank you and good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.